At the end of the story, everyone lost something. She lost her man, she lost her hairline. We could have witnessed a murder. Her head literally just got slammed into a trunk. Like, all of this for a guy. At least the real Regina George was actually like, she had it going on for her. She didn't.
I'm resurrecting. If you take me, I'll go even to the unknown. Then I'll be right here. Then I'll meet you there.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Tadiwa Nashe. As you can clearly tell by the title, today I'm going to be doing a story time. Okay guys, I bought a mic and a few days ago it was working perfectly, but right now it's not. Why am I even thinking about this? A friend of mine got this for me, but anyways, it was working perfectly a few days ago and now it isn't working, and I want to do this story time. I've been trying to fix this for the past 30 minutes and I gave up. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Anyways, I'm just gonna get right into this.
Grab your drink, grab your bonnet, grab your face mask, your salad, your chips, whatever you get when you're about to get tea, because this is a very interesting story time. Also, I want to try this new little drink because it's cherry flavored and I love cherry flavored drinks. Did y'all have LOL dolls growing up? Anyways.
Before I get into this story, I just want to say this story is not to shame anyone. This story is not to make anyone feel bad. In fact, I made sure I reached out to all of the people involved, the main people involved in the story. I actually talked to them now, so I made sure they were okay with it before I decided to film this. So where do I even start? Okay, so backstory. Let's rewind a lot. So when I was 15 years old, just after COVID, I transferred schools from the girls only school that I was going to a mixed Christian boarding school. This was my first time at a mixed school, by the way, and you know, the whole situation was just super foreign, different. I was part of a friend group, but it wasn't like those friend groups where you guys go everywhere together, you guys do everything together type of thing. This friend group was made up of 6 people, but it was made up of 3 pairs. There are 2 girls that would get along a lot. There were 2 girls that were literally besties, and then there was me and this other girl that I was super close to. These aren't the mean girls at all. So I'm trying to think of a way to make sure you guys can actually follow through the story. Okay, so there's 6 of us. There's me, Tadiwa. You guys know me, Tadiwa. I have, let's just say, bestie, but we weren't exactly best friends. We're gonna call my bestie, you know what, my bestie is just gonna be bestie, okay? And then there are these 2 other girls that are inseparable. They had the same name and they'd call each other twinnies, so we're just gonna call them the Ashley twins. Ashley 1, Ashley 2, they're twins. And then there were these other 2 girls. These girls are extremely popular, and these 2 girls happen to be in relationships. Mind you, we're 15 years old. Keep that in mind. We're 15 years old. These 2 girls happen to be in relationships and with the most popular guys in our stream. And these guys were popular because one of them had a parent that had a very, very like superior whatever position in the school. Both of them played soccer. Both of them were super good at soccer. And then the other one was tall, super good looking, whatever. And 2 of the girls in my friend group, the ones that I said are popular, what should we call the popular girls? Brittany and Jeanette. Yeah, Brittany and Jeanette are super popular. They're dating these guys, right? Yeah, these are the 6 girls in this friend group. I hope we have that part understood, whatever. Okay, so the next characters that we need to know in this whole story are the mean girls. So the mean girls, Regina George, Gretchen, and Karen. In this story, it's different because the mean girls are not the it girls of the school. These are just people that are bitter. Regina George, the leader of this friend group with these 3 girls, happens to be a kind of bitter person. Let me not even say kind of. Like when I had moved to the school as a new student, everyone just warned me about her. Oh, she's kind of mean, this, that. Okay, so basically at this school that I was at, if from form 1 to 3, you'd sleep in a huge room, like all of you in your stream. Like all the form 1s had one huge room, the form 2s one huge room, the form 3s one huge room. If there are too many of you, your stream would get 2 rooms. And then from form 4 to upper 6, that's when you guys would get like bedrooms where there are 2 to 4 people in that room. You get to choose which of your friends you want to sleep with. But from form 1 to 3, you'd sleep in these huge rooms. So we're in form 3, all of us are just in one huge room. Like, so bestie sleeps next to me. These 3 girls, starting from Regina George going like this, sleep next to me on the other side. Here I have bestie. here I have them. When I first started going to the school, I was still my very, very, very sweet self. I'm not saying I'm mean now, but basically it was very easy to walk over me at the time. And if you know me, you know I'm not the biggest fan of juice. I drink water a lot. So whenever my parents would buy me tech and they'd bring me juice, I think these girls quickly noticed that I didn't drink my juice a lot. So they'd always just try to me, oh, can I have some juice? Like, they'd literally bring a bottle with water and be like, can you pour in your juice? Because it was like mazo and you have to dilute it. And I'd just be like, fine. So it got to the point where I was finally like, no. This one day I was just like, no. And one of the girls got mad, like, why is she saying no? She never says no. If you're at a private school, you can close earlier than other kids or open earlier than other kids or maybe a bit later, but it's always within the same week. So because of that, even though we were done with our exams, we couldn't go home yet. So we were still just at school. Teachers are marking papers. So at night, people weren't going to study anymore. So now we're at school. We're kind of getting bored. And basically for these girls, it's now becoming a routine. Each and every night they would basically just be talking. Guys, I'm not talking about, I know girls gossip and people have normalized that girls gossip a lot, but it was a bit too much. But since we're all sleeping in the same room, they're whispering, so it was weird. So it was now weird because, like, let's say everyone is watching a movie, they're whispering about whatever they're whispering about. So very soon people start talking about it. Oh, these girls are always gossiping, these girls this, these girls that. So now this girl, the Regina George, she's noticing that title of being a mean person is coming back. So then they decided to try to cover up the whole thing, and they basically came up, Regina George comes up with this list with each and every person in our stream's name, the girls and the guys, a few teachers, basically everyone that they would normally talk about was on that list with a code name so that they could gossip in peace. And that's how you can tell we had free time, because imagine coming up with a specific name for each and every person just to be able to gossip about them each and every night. Thing where sometimes you'd be like, this person is talking about me, but I just can't prove it because they're not saying my name. Very quickly I caught on, Kuti, they have names for us, because when they're talking about, I don't know, potato, it's usually the same issues each and every night, because I slept next to one of them.
Fast forward, it's the weekend before the last weekend before we go home. Yeah, basically
it's 2 weeks before schools close and it's the weekend. So that friend group I told you about, the 6 of us, all 6 of us were in scripture union, all 6 of us were in praise and worship. So we would sing in the school choir, and in fact it wasn't a choir, it was a praise and worship team, because it was a Christian boarding school, like I said. So each and every Sunday we'd actually have like proper services. We decided to sing, we practiced our song. The song is pretty nice, unique, and the reason why we had to do it 2 weeks before schools closed was because Bestie, my friend, would always go home a week before schools actually closed. So Sunday we sing our little song. Mind you, when I told you these girls the things that they had said the previous night, it was now really starting to annoy me. At first I didn't care that much because people are always going to talk about you, but then it started getting to me. This one specific day they had to involve my parents. You can't disrespect my parents. So I got mad and I knew they were talking about me, and it's that thing where I know it but I can't prove it type of thing. So you could tell people and people would think you're crazy. So then she starts talking about Brittany. Brittany was usually the main topic because Regina didn't like her, and basically Regina is like, oh guys, now this was really crazy. She's on some,
guys, I finally know how to get my bestie back, and this time he won't just come as a bestie. Hey, what? There's this recipe. He's talking about some traditional healer. Totally, I don't know, trying to bewitch Whitney to get her man. No, wait, am I hearing right? Sunday, we sing our song. We get back from church. Usually after church, people are just taking naps. Some people are sleeping, some people might be doing their laundry. And for some reason, when I was a boarder, I couldn't sleep in the afternoon. Like, I just couldn't take naps when I was a boarder. Maybe I felt uncomfortable being asleep, knowing some people around me are awake. So everyone is taking a nap. These girls were talking. They're done talking. So the night before, I had found them, they were talking about someone and they were like, oh yes, this girl doesn't have a name yet. So they take a paper, they add a name. That's when I'm like, oh, so there's a paper. They don't have these names memorized. There's actually a paper. I'm going to find this paper. And usually, I'm the quiet person. I'm not the confrontational type of person, but I'm like, I'm going to get that paper. So Sunday after church, everyone is sleeping. Everyone is sleeping. They're sleeping. My friends are sleeping. And then I see the paper under Regina's bed. Guys, like I said in the beginning, Regina sleeps right next to me. The paper is literally right under the bed. So I take this paper, I run outside with this paper. After I run outside with this paper, I wake up with my friends and I show them all this paper. Mind you, Brittany had cried one of these nights hearing what they were saying about her. And Brittany's like, oh my gosh, I wish they were talking about me. I knew this was about me, blah, 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 blah. And now we have this paper, guys, and we're looking at the front, we're looking at the back.
The nicknames, guys. When I told you some of these nicknames were so offensive, my nickname was literally Wekunyima. I didn't even care. Like, Wekunyima basically means I'm stingy because I didn't give them a soul. I'm not gonna complain that much about my nickname because most people's nicknames were far worse. Like, one of my friends, the nickname was Wekunyepero. Wekunyepero basically means like, I don't know, you think you're all that, but you're not. Like, people just glaze you. But okay, if anyone who's Zimbabwean knows how to properly translate the nickname Yotwegunyepero, you can translate it. One of them was door. As in, when we look at you, we see a door. From the side, we see a door. From the front, we see a door. So one of the nicknames for one of my friends was Door. One of them was, like I told you, it was the whole stream. So I remember there was a girl who was literally written Wilkshata, which was so mean. Because, mind you, we're 15-year-olds, so that would be super offensive. Wilkshata basically means the ugly one. And one of the girls, it was Anita Kungemurume. This girl had gotten into a fight with a teacher. And they wrote Anita Kungemurume because she was a fighter. Murume means man. So basically they were like, she's a man, whatever. And then the nicknames they wrote for some of the guys, I actually cannot say because most of them were super inappropriate. The whole time I'm thinking about this, I'm just trying to contemplate the fact that we were 15, because with everything that was going on, the fact that we were just 15 is just blowing my mind. But yeah, most of the names for the guys were super inappropriate. Like, one of the popular guys, his nickname was I'm not even gonna say it. But then there were also teachers. Mind you, one of the teachers, I guess they thought he was handsome or something, but yeah, one of the teachers was, I don't know, it was something to do with him being good looking. It was the principal, the directors, matrons, chefs, because mind you, this is a boarding school, so there are lots of staff members. So now I have these girls are on we're like outside our the Form 3's room. We're like outside. Everyone wants their turn to get a look at the paper and see their name. Like, oh my gosh, how could they say that about me? So Regina is looking for her paper. Gretchen and Kieran are like, we told you not to write a paper. You took this way too seriously. You just had to write a paper. Mocking people. They found it. These girls change into their uniforms and they go to the school side on some... Guys, they were walking so fast. Mind you, all of these three girls were very, like, at the time they were plus size. I think that's the kindest way to say that. They were plus size people. So you can imagine these three girls get their stuff changed super quickly. They're running to the school side. And the matron sees them like, where are you guys going on a Sunday? We're going to study. Now, knowing these three girls, even when we normally had study, it would be hard to get them to study. Like, eventually the matron is like, no, they need to come back. So they come back. By the time they come back, everyone in our room is awake, waiting for them. And as soon as they come in, Brittany goes up to her like, okay, I wish I could say everything in Shona so that people can understand, but I know not everyone is Zimbabwean. So Brittany goes up to her, what have I ever done to you? And then all of a sudden, someone got pushed. I don't know who got pushed, but it got a bit messy. The friend I told you that was called Door goes to Gretchen, because Gretchen was not, like I told you, all of them were plus size. But Gretchen was just plus size, not plus size. So she goes to her like, you have the audacity to talk about me. Oh, you're the one talking about my body. Lifting her skirt, literally just lifting her skirt up, like, who are you to talk about me, whatnot. And basically now it's just super loud. We have a bunch of Form 1s, Form 2s surrounding our windows, trying to peek in, trying to see what's going on in our room because it's super loud. You can just imagine everyone is mad. So the matron quickly comes to our room. What's going on, and everyone's just yelling. Some girls are cussing at each other, some people are throwing stuff at each other. A lot is going on. And then matron is like, no, I need one person to say what's going on. So this whole time these girls know that they don't have their paper, but they never would have guessed that I'm the one who took it, because I always seemed like that person that could even see something wrong going on, and I'd just be like, I'm staying out of it, I'm not involving myself. I could literally know two people are saying something bad about each other, but I wouldn't tell them because I never involved myself in drama. The only reason I involved myself this time is because I was involved. Like, even when we sang that song, they were literally, that specific Sunday before I found the paper, they were literally like, oh, they're so attention seeking, that's why they were singing that song in church. Oh, and their vocals aren't even that good, blah 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 blah. So that's why I involved myself, because I was in fact they involved me. The matron is asking what's going on, and I had to lift my hand and I'm like, let me tell you the whole story. I have all the tea. In fact, I have the paper. When I told you, Regina looked at me like I was Judas Iscariot, guys. She looked at me like I was Judas Iscariot, like she was some saint and I had betrayed her, as if what she had done was, I don't know, good or whatever. After I explained the whole story, Regina's like, she's lying.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And we're like, but you're the only person that's not on the paper, because she wrote her two friends, they're Gretchen and Karen, and then she wrote them, one is Bestie, one as like Cupcake or something. It was something super sweet, some cringy nickname. And she's like, I am on the paper. I don't even know how within this short time she snatched it and wrote her name and put the nickname Vaju, guys. Vaju. That doesn't, it's literally a made-up word, doesn't even mean anything. And we literally start laughing because one, it was with a different handwriting, I mean pen, and you can literally tell she just rushed to write this. So now we're laughing at that, and she's like, Matron, it's not me, I don't even know why people hate me, everyone has always just hated me. And Matron, you know that everyone has always hated me. So anyways, guys, bell rings, everyone rushes to the dining hall. We go to the dining hall to eat. If you've ever been at a boarding school, you know that news spreads fast. Oh, the guys are coming, they're dabbing me up like, oh, thank you so much, you put her in her place, blah 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 blah, this, that. So I was starting to feel super overwhelmed by everything that was going on, because I was feeling overwhelmed because I've never had this type of attention on me. I was never involved in drama. Before this, I had never been involved in any kind of drama at all in high school. We get to the hostel, people thrash their beds, they remove their clothes from their suitcases, they remove their bedding. And I'm saying they because from what I remember, mind you, this was 5 years ago. From what I remember, I was not part of this. If anyone was there and they remember, they can vouch for me in the comments. I was not part of the people that thrashed their suitcases or thrashed their beds and removed their bedding and threw it on the floor and rolled up their clothes in their sheets and whatever. But anyways, they got super mad. The matron ended up coming with the other matron, and they came together trying to like resolve the whole issue. You guys really need to speak, because if we leave this issue, it's gonna get worse. They basically force everyone to talk things out, and then this other girl's yelling like, oh, they can't call me a man, hey matron, they called me a man. And the matron literally said, it's not our fault if you look like a man.
Bada bop boom pow.
Like, bruh, that was her response. So Brittany and Regina are being forced to talk things out by the matrons, and whilst they're trying to talk things out, Brittany is basically just trying to voice out, you can't use being jealous of someone as an excuse to hate them. That's not a valid excuse to hate someone or hate on their friends. Next thing you know, Regina pounces on Brittany and she's beating her up. Mind you, like I told you, Regina and her friends, they're all super like macho, very plus size. And Brittany, she wasn't the tiniest person alive, like especially compared to someone like me. But basically the way I am now, that's what Brittany looked like at the time. And they basically start fighting. Someone's head gets smacked onto a trunk, guys. Everything, there's just chaos. Someone's getting flipped. People are just, these two are just going at it. And the matrons, at first our matrons tried to stop them, and then the primary matron was like, leave them alone, let them, leave them. So then next thing you know, people took this opportunity to attack the other two. People take this opportunity to attack the other two friends, Regina's friends, Gretchen, Kieran. People are beating them up. I don't know how I got caught up in all of this. All I know is that by the end, someone's hairline... You know what? I'm not going to give context on this fight. I'm not going to give details on this fight, guys. This was 5 years ago. What's in the past is in the past, but someone's hairline was ripped out. Someone's hairline was ripped out. It wasn't mine. But a lot happened. And you know what? I'm not a violent person. And I do not support violence. I don't condone violence whatsoever. But yeah. Just know this day, those stupid little girly cat fights, it was not one of those stupid girly cat fights. This was a fight. So now the next day we go to school. Apparently, since Regina got beaten up, of course, when the fight started, a bunch of people started rushing to our room to see what was going on. And like I said, at boarding school, word spreads fast. So when someone big gets beaten up by someone who's tiny... Sorry guys, I thought my roommate was back. I got to try my drink. Why didn't y'all remind me? Tastes like cherry flavored candy got soaked in water. I don't like it. Anyways, news spreads fast that these girls had a fight. Everyone's talking about it at school, and Regina goes to the director of the school to complain. Her parents get called, and basically the vice comes into our classroom and has a list of names of people he wants in the principal's office. So then he's calling out the people in our stream, our friend group, one by one. And then instead of calling me, they called this other girl in our stream that had basically also, she was obviously on the list like everyone else, but she was one of those people that were like super mad, like how dare you, and she was one of those people that just yap a lot. And then they all go to the principal's office. So now everyone's confused, like, okay, why didn't you go? So I'm also quite confused. Why didn't they call me? I'm the main character. I felt left out. I'm the main character of this story. I found the paper. Why didn't they call me? And then, so these girls come back and they got beaten up by the principal. When we're like, why? Our director had this thing where he'd ask people to explain a story. But when you're explaining your story, you're not allowed to be emotional about it. You're not allowed to yell. You're not allowed to mix any part of your story with Shona. So this girl, her parents got called in. Mind you, whenever your parents get called in, you're top priority because they're trying to also please your parents, but you were taking care of your kid. So when they asked her to name the people involved in the story, she deliberately skipped my name. Because knowing me, when it comes to a situation like that where I know I could get beaten up, I'm going to say the whole story very eloquently. She didn't call me because she knew if I explained the whole thing, I would have done it perfectly and she would have gotten beaten up. And I don't know how she flipped this story on Brittany, basically hating on her because of a guy. I don't even know how the story got flipped. I still don't know up till this day what happened in that office. But the story was flipped, and it basically looked like it was now a story of her getting bullied by her whole stream because this guy liked her and she rejected him or something. Because that guy, oh I forgot to mention, that guy also got called to the office and also got beaten up. Brittany's boyfriend, he also got beaten up. Yeah, people got whipped. I mean, they got whooped. They came back, their hands were red because they beat girls on the hands, but guys would get their behind whooped, and he got whooped. And anyways, guys, they kept on calling people in one by one during the day. So then I was like, you know what, now it just seems like eventually they're gonna find a reason to beat me up anyways, even if I properly explain the story. So I went to one of my friends who was a day scholar, and I was like, call my parents, tell them to pick me up. Tell my parents I need to be home by tomorrow. Either they pick me up today, I don't know what time, or they pick me up tomorrow, but I need to go home. I just can't be here anymore. I need to be home because there's no way I'm getting beaten up because of this girl. And my friends delivered. Shout out to my friends who were day scholars. They'd always make sure I have whatever I needed when I needed it. A few minutes later, they're like, there's an announcement. All Form 3 girls go to the whatnot office. We go to the board. There's this room where they'd hold all the board meetings. They literally tell us to sit on the couches and stuff, and we're like, okay, now they really want to beat us all up. And they make us do this pledge, guys. Then you say your name, pledge to never, I pledge to never ever fall in love at Christian high school. Guys, from what I told you, how did any of this, we don't even know how we got to that point, but basically that's what happened. We went to this office, we were told to pledge to never fall in love, we were told to not be male-centered, because moral of the story, they were like, the moral of the story is you guys need to stop being male-centered, you guys need to stop being so obsessed with boys, because that's what's causing division in your stream. Guys, this story was about 3 girls. This story was about 3 bad girls who were bitter and jealous and angry and gossiping about the whole stream. This had nothing to do with boys. Like, what? So then after that, Regina came up to me, basically trying to like threaten me on some I would never expected something like this from you of all people, but you are going to regret this, you're going to regret this, you're going to regret this. And I had like this school sister who was a bit younger than me, and they tried to mess with her a bit. I remember she found her shirt on like the floor or whatever. But from the time the story happened, I just turned into this confrontational human being, and I was never that walkover person ever again. Like, a lot of character development happened. I stopped crying each and every time I'm angry, and I actually just started confronting people. If someone is pissing you off, tell them that they're pissing you off, guys. It's really not that deep. Just tell them. Also, guys, don't buy this little LOL doll drink. I look like it. Guys, what I actually want you to take away from this story is gossip is not okay. And it's something that especially females have normalized so much. But the Bible tells us not to gossip. I don't know the verse by head right now, but I'm just gonna put it somewhere here. Read it. Anyways, if you're done reading that, guys, don't go out of your way to try to make someone feel bad about themselves. Don't try to go out of your way to make someone feel like they're worthless or something like that. Because if anything like that happened to me today, I wouldn't care. But then at the age that I was, and at the age that everyone else in the story was, it did actually like mess a bunch of people up at the time. Like, I couldn't say most of the nicknames because some of them were vulgar, some of them were super rude, but let's just try to be loving people. And I'm so happy because Regina George is definitely not a Regina George anymore. She's so sweet right now, her friends. And to my parents, if you ever find this and you're realizing this is why you had to pick me up early, only because it's cherry. To more tea. Goodbye, guys. Thank you for watching this whole video. Like, share, subscribe, comment, subscribe again, share to your besties, tell them to subscribe, and until then, bye.